Hello guys, welcome back. Now in this session what we are going to do, we are going to understand that how to write code for plotting, code for data visualization. I basically divide the code into 5 steps. So in the first step, what we are going to do, we are going to initialize the parameters. Parameters we have already seen that in one of the session where we were initializing various parameters for the plot which we are going to design now. And those parameter is the global setting for the different parameters. The parameters like the axis title size, legend font size, figure size, axis level size, then axis title size, X tick, Y tick, figure title size. So all these parameters we will set globally, and this part of the code is applicable to each of the plot which we are going to write. So that means we are writing it once and we are copying and pasting it many times, as it is going to be the static code in each of the scenario. Now coming to the step 2. In the step 2, we generally perform importing the data set which we want to visualize. This step is also very much straightforward, as we are going to get the help of pandas read CSV method if our data is in CSV file, and in most of the cases the data comes into the CSV file or any other format data comes, pandas will take care. So we are going to use the pandas library to import the data and create the data frame. Now the third step, in the third step we are basically focus upon the preparing the data. So this data will vary problem to problem as well as plot to plot. So basically we design our data, or we prepare our data as per the plot what we are wanted to get the information. For this case, if you are drawing the scatter plot, so I want to identify the relationship between two variables, or say two continuous variables. Then next step, in the step 4, we draw the actual plot with the help of plotting library, either might be a matplotlib or Seaborn data visualization library. Once we done the plotting, then to make it more meaningful, we decorate the plot. Decoration means giving the right label to the right axis so that we can get the meaningful information while analyzing the data with the help of data visualization. So guys, this is about how to write the code for data visualization. So now let's start writing in the same way how we have discussed. So the first step, I am going to write some import command along with the some parameter setting which is going to be same for each of the graphs which we are going to learn, or each of the plots which we are going to learn. So here you can select this cell and press B so that it will insert a new command line over here, and I'm going to write some import command. The first import command is pandas as pd. Then I am going to use the matplotlib.py plot. It is sometime refer as plt. Most of the time I can say that it is an industry standard practice. Then I am going to use Seaborn. This is another data visualization library, and here I should mention as SNS. This is also pretty much straightforward. Another library we need is the NumPy library, as sometime we need to massage the data to make it ready for the data visualization. So we are going to use the NumPy library as well, and as np. Now this is about the importing. So we have done the importing part. If needed, we will import some other library as well, but basically these number of library we generally use. Now moving further, now setting up the parameter. For to set up the parameters, I am going to create some constant so that we will apply the same constant. So I'm going to use it large. We will give some value like 22, then medium, then a small. Now next let's write the parameter. So parameter over here is going to be the dictionary which contains a key value pair. So we are having some key value, and that key is nothing but the parameter of the plot. So the first key we are going to have is the axis title size, and title size is our large. So I will tell that large so that this value will sit it over here. Now the next parameter is the legend. So let's write it legend dot font size. So it will represent the legend of the plot, and I will tell that it is going to be the medium size. Now the next would be the figure size, and it is going to be the tuple. So I'm going to tell that 16, 10, and here we will be specifying height and width. Now proceeding further, another parameter which we are going to write it axis dot level size. So this will represent the size of the level, and that is also going to be the medium value. Now the next is xtick. We are going to write xtick dot level size, and over here I will specify medium value. Same is the case with for white tick. So it will represent the tick size medium. Now talking about figure. The figure title size, so that we will get the larger value. So here I will mention the large. So we are done with the parameters. Now by default, whenever we are creating a plot, so it comes with the default parameters. So we need to override those parameters with the help of these values. So how do we can do that? So I will tell that override default parameters of plot. So how we can achieve this thing? So we need to tell plot dot rc param. This is one of the module within this plot module, and within that we are having a update method. So I will tell that update, and what I want to update, I want to update parameters, and this is our custom values we are passing. So this will update the default values of the plot. Now I'm going to tell that. So basically it comes with the matplot styling, but we want it should use the Seaborn styling. So I should tell plot style.use, and here I should tell that I want Seaborn white grid. So we are almost done with the parameter. Now we do the shift. Now we have applied the configuration which we have written over here, and we have imported all those libraries. Now the next step, we are going to import the data set, and what we are doing, we are plotting the scatter plot to identify the correlation between two variables, and the data set which I am using over here is the Midwest population data set. So let's grab the link of the data set. So to grab the data set, you need to visit this site, and over here you will find a folder called data, and where we are having Midwest.csv. You need to click on this, and then you need to click raw over here. If you will see it over here, the raw button you will find, you need to click on this raw button, and you need to grab this link. Once you grab this link, just copy it, come to your notebook, select this cell and press B, and over here you just paste it. Now I am going to create the data frame. So to create the data frame, I am going to write df equal to pd dot read CSV, and the CSV, which CSV I want to use, the CSV which we have grabbed just now, so that it will read the data from here. So now do shift enter. We got the data. So let's look into the data, what data we are having. I will select this cell, press B, df, shift enter, and you will find that it contains the information about the Midwest population information as well as area information of the Midwest. So we are going to visualize the data area versus population. So what it means, I want to represent how the population is spread across the area in Midwest. So now let's proceed to the next step. To plot onto the scatter plot, we have to look into what are the variables which we are going to use for a scatter plot. So the first variable which we are going to use is the pop total. So this variable is representing the population total. The category contains the area code, and it is a repeated value as this area contains various counties. So now let's prepare our data. Select the cell, press B. So first step, we need to identify the unique category. So how we can do that? So we are going to use the NumPy method to identify the unique areas. So over here I am going to tell that categories, and here I need to specify np.unique, and within that I want to get the unique value of category variable. So it will return us the unique categories. We can also check the length of the categories, how many categories we are having. So we can tell that clen, and here I will specify len category. Shift enter, then you will find that we have 14 unique categories. That means we are having 14 unique areas. Now we got the unique values of the area. Now the next step, I want to represent it into the plot. What I can do to represent the uniqueness of these values. So I am going to generate some of the color map for each of the unique values. So for that I am going to write a small piece of code that will generate 14 unique colors. So let's look into that, how we can generate the unique color. So we are going to generate some colors. So I am going to tell that colors, one variable, and this is a list comprehension, and over here I am going to specify for I in range, and the range is which we have calculated clen, and over here once we get the values of each of the values, and over here I will specify this is plot, that says matplotlib, and there is a cm color map, and there is a method within that color module, color map module, that is tab 10, and I will divide this value with the float value. So I need to convert float value. Over here I will get the data, and clen which we got it over here -1. So this is the formula. So this will give us value that we will use for unique color for different area on the graph. So let's run it and you can look into what the value we will get in the color. So you must be asking that what this number is and what actually it is representing. So as our requirement is to represent the 14 unique values, then to represent that data we need some base color, and over here tab 10 is providing those base color for 14 categories. So this is about getting the unique color to represent different areas. Now we are going to another step and we will draw the graph on the basis of area versus population density, and it will color each of the area as per the category. So let's do it now. Now let's proceed to the fourth step to draw the plot. Select this one, this cell, and press B. And now we are going to first create the figure. This will define the figure size, and over here I am going to define the figure size, and the figure size is going to be a tuple that is having 16, 10 for height and width, and DPI is going to be 80, and there is other parameter which we have to pass in, that is face color, that is going to be W, and the edge color we need to specify over here K. So here the face color W means it is white and K means black. If you look into this chart, then you will find that it is K for black, this is W over here that is representing white, and K over here representing black. So now let's proceed further. So now the next step is I need to iterate each of the data point, or say each of the categories, and grab the data by matching those category and then draw the area over population. So how I will do that? So I need a loop. I will tell that category, and here I need to enumerate the categories which we have grabbed. Here I will tell that category, and within that I am going to draw the scatter plot. So to draw the scatter plot I am going to use the matplotlib scatter method, and two variables which I want to use is area and the pop total. If you remember, I showed you pop total. I will show you again. If you will come here, then you will find that I want to draw area versus pop total. So these two values on the basis of the categories which we have generated and which we have identified the unique category, and we have also grabbed the color combination. Now the next step, we need to get the data according to the category. So how I will get it? So I am going to use some of the pandas method to identify it. So I will tell that the data is going to be my data frame, and I am going to use LOC method, which I have already explained in our earlier part when we were understanding the tools for data analysis. On that time I have explained this, so you can go and have a look. And I'm going to use LOC over here, and within that I am going to access the category, and I want to compare each of the category which I am iterating over here if it belongs to that category, so that it will grab only those information. So this is a slicing technique I am applying. If you want to know about the slicing technique, then you can visit my earlier part for this course, and over here I will specify the colors which we have generated, if you remember. So these base color value we have generated over here, so I am using these color values so that it will represent that the common area which belongs to that particular code. So it will represent those values I, and the level I need to specify the category. So over here I will tell that str category. Now once it is being done, let's run it. Shift enter. So ignore these warnings, and you will find that we got the plot population versus area, and you must be noticed that it has drawn the graph, but it is not giving any meaningful information if we are giving this graph to any person. So to make it meaningful, I need to correctly label it, then we need to give it to other person or show it to other person for reporting purpose. So to handle this, we need to proceed to the step 5, where we need to decorate the plot with the right level so that it will represent the correct information and what actually the plot is representing. So let's start the decoration. So I will select the cell, press B. So the first step, to get the current axis. How we can get the current axis? We are having two axes. One is the x-axis, another one is the y-axis, and I want to set the range for this, or say I want to set the limit for this x and the y-axis. So how I can do that? So first I will grab the current axis. So GCA, get current axis dot set, and I want to set x limit. Here I need to pass a tuple. My starting point should be 0 to 0.0 to 0.1. Now the y limit I want to set, that is going to be 0 to 90,000. Next I want to tell that within the current axis the x level should be representing the area. So here I will tell that area. Now my y level should represent the population. So I will tell population for y level over here. Now I have set the current axis value. Now the next step, I am going to set the size for xtick, and here I am going to tell that font size equal to small, which we have created earlier, and for the ytick I am going to tell that font size equal to small, the constant which we have created, if you remember that. Now the next step, I am going to specify the heading for this particular plot. So I will tell that Midwest area versus population plot, and the font size should be large. So I will tell that large over here, and next I'm going to specify the legend font size, and over here I will tell that font size equal to small. Now you have done the decoration. Take this one, cut it from here and come here and place it over here so that it will execute together. Control V. Now let's do shift enter, and once you done the shift enter, then you will find that it has given us this meaningful graph where on the y-axis it is representing the population, on the x-axis it is representing the area. So this is about plotting the scatter plot. I know guys, this session went very long, but next session onward it is going to be little short because we are going to leverage the step 1 and step 2, as both the step is going to be repeated same. So in the next session onwards, we are mainly focusing upon how to prepare the data as per the plot requirement, and to decorate our graph we are going to leverage this code as well, as we understand that whenever we are creating a plot we need to set the axis value, and with the help of GCA is the method. It is very important, you have to note it down. Whenever you want to set the axis information like x limit you want to set, then you can first access this GCA and then you can access the set method, and here you have to pass these properties, these parameter to these function. So it will set the value for x limit, y limit, x level, and whatever the level which we are getting over here, which we are passing from this place. So it is one line statement, but it is very powerful. And remaining one is setting the size. You can put the right size, and the size you can define into the constant, so you can change it accordingly. Whenever you want the bigger size, you can use bigger size. Whenever you want medium size, you can use medium, and whenever you want a small size, you can use a small. So prior to wrap up this session, I would again reiterate the point. We have started with the step 1 where we have initialized the global setting, and this is going to be the fixed for each of the graph. Second one is the step 2 where we have grabbed the data within the data frame. In the third step, we have prepared the data and we have grabbed the information which we want to use within the graph or within the plot, you can say. In the fourth step, we have seen that how we have drawn the scatter plot on two variables, as a scatter plot is used to represent the relationship strength between two variables, which I already mentioned. And this was the fourth step. And at fifth step, I kept it as fifth step because you should remember it. There is a decoration step is also available, and at fifth step we have done the decoration for the plot so that it would be more readable. So on this note, I am stopping over here. In the next session, we are going to look into some other plot. We have seen the scatter plot. Now we will look into a scatter plot with line of best fit. So on this note, I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.